type 2 diabetes?
Discover the Ozempic Trizone.
Ozempic.
I got the power of 3. I lowered my A1C, CV risk, and lost some weight.
In studies, the majority of people reached an A1C under 7 and maintained it.
I'm under 7.
Ozempic lowers the risk of major cardiovascular events such as stroke, heart attack, or death in adults also with known heart disease.
I'm lowering my risk.
Adults lost up to 14 pounds.
I lost some weight.
Ozempic isn't for people with type 1 diabetes. Don't share needles or pens or reuse needles. Don't take Ozempic if you or your family ever had medullary thyroid cancer or have multiple endocrine neoplasia syndrome type 2 or if allergic to it. Stop Ozempic and get medical help right away if you get a lump or swelling in your neck, severe stomach pain, or an allergic reaction. Serious side effects may include pancreatitis. Gallbladder problems may occur. Tell your provider about vision problems or changes. Taking Ozempic with a sulfonylurea or insulin may increase low blood sugar risk. Side effects like nausea, vomiting, and diarrhea may lead to dehydration, which may worsen kidney problems. Living with type 2 diabetes?
That's about the power of 3 with Ozempic.
Hey y'all, this is your favorite commentator on the block, Consciouztv. Make sure you guys are thumbing up the video. You guys know that thumbing up not only helps with YouTube's algorithm, but more importantly, it triggers up YouTube's notification system. So when you are thumbing up the video, you are literally knocking on the digital door of another Conscious crew member and telling them to get their arses into the sanctuary because the king is in fact King. Also, shout out to all other new subbies. So happy to have you guys here and see you guys enjoying the content. Make sure that you guys have your notification bell set to all. And if you are new here, make sure that you are subscribed as well. And last but not least, please share the stream out to wherever you have digital community, whether that be your YouTube community wall, your Facebook, your Instagram, your Snapchat, your BGC, the dark side of Twitter, Tumblr, or your personal OF. I don't really give a damn where you lay the link. Just let them whores know that we're out live and in color, and all donation information is in the description box below. Without further ado, let's go ahead and push on through. Okay.
I know a place where you can recharge your soul.
Baby, that's Consciouztv.
And in the midst of brokenness, he gon' see your asshole.
Baby, that's Consciouztv.
You gon' heal, you gon' laugh and catch a little shade.
Ooh, girl.
Y'all know he be slaying, y'all better stop playing. Come hear what he's saying.
Ladies and gentlemen.
So after the whole hospital fiasco concerning Ozemprah Winfrey, I started getting comments about how there are lawsuits against this particular diabetes drug, Ozempic, which has not been confirmed as the particular weight loss drug Oprah is on, but is being speculated to be considered how the drug has become popular within Hollywood. Go figure, right? Leaving many big back and semi-big back Hollywood stars with new sunken faces, big heads, and skinty bodies. Olsen twins, eat your heart out. And sis, eat too, baby. Eat. A lot. Moving along. So I started doing some research and found out indeed that lawsuits started rolling in against Ozempic and Mounjaro on August 2nd of 2023 as a result of hoes experiencing everything from severe gastroparesis, ileus, intestinal blockages, sinus cancer, gallbladder cancer, stomach paralysis, bowel duct cancer, which is another severe digestive issue, and other gastrointestinal issues. Remember when Gayle said Ozemprah had pus and feces coming out of both ends? Before we get too ahead of ourselves, for those who don't know, Ozempic is a semaglutide approved by the FDA, which stands for Funneling Drugs into America, and is supposed to help patients with type 2 diabetes by assisting the pancreas in producing more insulin, resulting in lower blood sugar and reducing cardiovascular complications. And basically, Mounjaro does the same, except it's more expensive, but apparently more effective in lowering blood sugar and controlling weight, even though it comes with more side effects than Ozempic. Baby, I can't with this buy one blessing, get two curses for a free deal with these damn insulins. The lawsuits allege that Novo Nordisk, the manufacturer of the drug, did not adequately inform patients that they would be making a choice between a lowered A1C and ruptured guts. That you can have lowered blood sugar and lose some weight, long as you also willing to have a colostomy bag attached to your fupa and ride around in an electric scooter because of partial loss in mobility. Child, Ozempic users basically end up needing to go on down the yellow brick road to visit the Great Oz for a heart, a brain, and intestinal lining they used to have. Girl! Remember when I said the whole Ozempic commercial is 99.9% a rant about all the poisonous side effects of the drug while throwing in a gleeful weight loss and lowered A1C in there for positive morale? Now, it's no surprise that a company did not adequately inform its consumers about such fatal consequences of a drug the FDA didn't catch until after the fact, which makes the FDA essentially worthless because they're also supposed to be in the business of prevention. A third of Americans dying every year because a bitch at the FDA office wanna be watching Baddies Caribbean during work hours instead of assuring product and content coming down the pipeline that ends up on the shelves of drugstores have been properly vetted through the appropriate human trials necessary. What's even more crazy, and you guys know, whenever you get big dollars, powerful corporations, and accountability, bitches start dying. And this case is no different. In May of this year, the presiding judge over the Ozempic lawsuit, Judge Prater, unexpectedly died from what is being alleged to be chronic obstructive pulmonary disease, which is a fancy word for lung disease. The disease results in a bitch not being able to breathe because of restricted airflow, also known as bronchitis and emphysema. Apparently, Judge Prater had a very active and aggressive posture toward the case, but it's unclear what that means since there are reports that the plaintiffs are hoping for a more liberal, plaintiff-friendly judge. Well, the case briefly halted until having a new judge assigned to the case, which is now Judge Marston, who would have been presiding over the most recent hearing on June 10th, just a few days ago. Novo Nordisk, the manufacturer for Ozempic, and Eli Lilly, the manufacturer for Mounjaro and Zepbound, a weight loss drug used to treat obesity, aren't coming out of pocket without a fight, though. In order to mitigate what will probably be a legal win for plaintiffs, the defendants are attempting to reduce liability and minimize plaintiff recoveries by burdening the plaintiffs with proof of specific diagnosis and alleged injuries. But according to legal experts, the manufacturers are attempting to subtly cipher in their own rules and laws and even request things that are not legally required of the plaintiffs, which is just an all-out attempt to stall the case so they can cease fire or manipulate the judge to the best of their ability to permit things that technically don't have to be provided, leaving the plaintiff's lawyers to have to be clever and critical enough to catch the bullshit coming from the manufacturers to plant banana peels along the trail to victory. The power of media escalated interest in these drugs that can contribute to considerate weight loss regardless of if one has diabetes or not, and greatly appealed to the American people as a result because, as you all know by now, America has a huge weight issue as a result of a greedy government who enjoys profiting off pain because the wicked doesn't think there's any profit in thriving health, pushed to make food more accessible and affordable through delivery apps, and then created a pandemic that led to Americans self-medicating and preoccupying themselves with food as a result of lockdowns and social restrictions. This almost single-handedly tipped the iceberg, resulting in damn near 41% of adult Americans to suffer from obesity and damn near 20% of American youth to suffer from obesity, leaving 19 states to have an adult obesity rate of 35% and leaving West Virginia as having the highest obesity rate amongst them all. Of course, this led the agents of chaos, aka the American government, big pharma, and of course the American food industry to benefit on the back end after creating the problems, which was by solving them through the solutions of pharmaceutical drugs and surgeries. Because as we all know by now, obesity-related complications range from higher risk of cancer, cardiovascular issues, diabetes, hypertension, and higher fatalities, which totals in medical costs related to obesity in America to reach an estimated $260 billion a fucking year. So you can see the wicked web and domino effect this creates, where you have a system that literally profits off the big backs of America by using media and propaganda to fuel access and interest to dopamine-inducing pleasure of eating sugary and fatty foods, which then leads to those who binge out for emotional and or economic reasons to eventually suffer health complications as a result, that then allows the system to conjure up solutions that only treat the problems and never actually resolve them. Of course, that turns into huge profit in the billions, and this is only one of the many pussy-popping schemes of a Luciferian system built on deception, psychological warfare, power, and greed. As a result of so many Americans now struggling with weight-related issues like diabetes and excess weight because of GMO, pesticide, laboratory-grown foods, and work and family commitments that restrict time for exercise in the gym, leaves many to be interested in these get-right-now remedies. And of course, anytime you need to get the ball rolling on a fad, you do what? Get the trend peddled through the celebrity world, because it's a huge and effective way to market before the masses the dreamlike results of any product being pedestalized. So celebrities whom have relevancy to the culture, such as Kelly Clarkson, Amy Schumer, Whoopi Goldberg, Tracy Morgan, Sharon Osbourne, Heather Gay, Chelsea Handler, Remy Bader, Patty Stanger, Emily Simpson, Dolores Cantina, Lauren Manzo, Gonessa from Shaws of Sunset, Charles Barkley, Billie Jean King, and of course Ozemprah Winfrey, just to name a few, have all spoken out publicly about the rapid weight loss they've experienced, which amongst a population mixed with diabetics and people without diabetes but having weight concerns, all took interest in what is being presented as a revolutionary drug for diabetes that can lead to significant weight loss. But what's not being said is the ill-fitting side effects and long-term health complications and potential fatalities that these insulins can lead to, despite their immediate promising results, as we can see from the lawsuits against the companies of Ozempic and Mounjaro. They are not interested in taking responsibility for whatever happens to your back or the quality of your life as a result of taking prescribed or off-market variations of their drug. To make matters worse, these drugs made specifically to help treat diabetes are being held up by non-diabetics purchasing the drug to assist in their weight loss dreams, so diabetics can't even access the damn insulins accordingly until Big Back America finds another way to burn calories instead of stealing off the plates of people who are medically qualified for these drugs. But even with that said, y'all, it doesn't seem that even those qualified for these drugs should be on them. There are more side effects than benefits, literally, and what it seems these side effects eventually lead to, which is all matters of cancer, it doesn't seem worth it in the long run. Even with the current lawsuits filed against these companies, more are expected to take place in 2024, as it appears the human trials for these drugs are playing out in real time, all because these companies appear to want to take shortcuts and bootleg medication for the sake of a per capita. The love of money is literally unaliving communities. I too had a diabetic scare last year where I almost ended up in a diabetic coma with the blood sugar level past 500 and had to remain in the ICU for 5 days. Upon being released, I changed my diet immediately, strengthened my workouts, and went plant-based and have been for a year now. As a result, my A1C is below 700, my blood sugar is regulated, and I have not had to be on any medications nor insulin since the start of the new year. And I accomplished all that within a year on diet and exercise alone. I know the struggle is real to go plant-based if you've eaten a certain way your whole life, but these drugs on the market are shady and only lead to more complications than you initially had. A proper diet alone can clear diabetes and many other diseases, and you won't find that info in the mainstream world of science or from your personal care provider because they are not taught nutrition. Do you know that out of the 20 years of schooling doctors undergo, that they only receive 7 hours worth of curriculum in nutrition? You ain't gonna never hear about having to go blind or lose your damn liver and lungs as a side effect to eating homegrown apples and cabbage, you hear? Well, I hope you enjoyed this unpacking as I continue to deep dive into this subject. There may come many parts to this topic. Be blessed and never stress. Share out the platform to Twitter, Facebook, and your social media. Thumbs up before you leave. And make sure you drop a donation off as a token of love and appreciation at my Cash App, $Consciouztv, and or PayPal at paypal.me/Consciouztv. All donation info is in the description box below. Bye-bye.